These are the movies.
YouTube challenge for October. Watch one movie a day up to 31 days. So that means 31 movies. Which are your favorites? Tops. Horrors, scaries, mysteries.
Short one. You know this is gonna be. You're gonna have noise. This is not gonna come on.
No, well, it's to help me.
What the?
It's to help me. I apologize. I can't stand silence. It's just, we don't have exactly 31 here, but we just have a few that we want to show you guys. If you guys have any comments, recommendations, you can leave a comment below. Like this, if you want to share with other people. It's an old one, but a good one. With Nicole Kidman is The Others. It's like a, I don't want to ruin it for you. But it's a really good mystery, has a really good twist towards the end. Just leave it at that. It's pretty basic. The Uninvited. Also another good twisted ending, if you're into those. Those are just a few.
The Ward.
You know the director more.
John Carpenter.
Yeah, what other movies?
He directed... I'm trying to say Nightmare on Elm Street.
Is it?
I think he's the same director.
Is it? I think I have
it. What's greater than that? Confused.
One. Okay. So yeah, this one is interesting. It also has a good twist to it.
I was scratching it.
Okay, this one also has a really good twisted ending. At the end of it, it does leave you asking more questions. I don't know. It's awesome.
It's the same director who directed Halloween, the original.
Yeah. So
I confused him with Nightmare on Elm Street.
So you could imagine, and it's right in front of you, really? You're there thinking hard, and it's right in front of you. No pun intended. But yes. So it's amazing. I think this is a wonderful, well-made movie with the twisted end at the end. Twisted ending at the end. So yeah. For those that like
the endings.
Twisted endings. For those that like twisted endings, those are like the top 3 that I recommend. I don't remember much from the director of Saw. I don't remember much how to describe this one. I just know it's like...
All you have to know is the same director who directed Saw, the first one, Paranormal Activity, the first one. He's been doing Insidious, The Conjuring, Sinister.
So there's...
So basically...
The director has basically this style type for all his movies. If you watch it, you recognize his signature, basically. It's actually pretty good. This is awesome. At the ending, it really gets you. It's pretty cool. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, this one, Dark Waters. This one, I found out a while back. This one is actually a remake. This is the American version, kind of like Let the Right One In. I think the Let the Right One In was with Germany or something like that.
Or something.
Yeah. This one, I don't remember if it was Japan or...
It was probably same, like the Grudge, kind of.
Yes. The original to this one is actually pretty crazy. I actually saw it. I can't remember. I don't know if it has the same name, Dark Waters, or it has a different name, but this one is like a nicer version to that one, but it has the same concept of what it's all about. Yeah. Insidious? Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
We just finished. Last week we saw part 2.
Yes. Awesome. The only thing I'm, in my opinion, I don't know about anybody else that's seen this one and part 2. Not to give anything away, but you know how this one, the ending, how it ended, and you're like, what happened, and you gotta see part 2 to find out more what happened. I really hope he doesn't continue with that with all his movies. I really hope it ends with you're satisfied with the ending and it keeps you wanting to watch more of his movies, but not in a way that you don't know what the hell happened. You want to see what's going on, and then you have to wait probably like a year before you get to see the continuance of it.
And plus, this one, I would consider that part 1 was more scare, and part 2 is more of a story.
Yes.
Like it's letting people know more about things we need, and we were left
in part 1.
Yeah, confused about part 1.
Yeah, so it's
part 1 is more of a scare. Part 2 is like more telling of the story.
Yeah, there's like the layout, and then part 2 adds the information to the first. Yeah, if that makes sense. The Messenger.
No, I don't like that one.
Why don't you like it?
I don't know. It's just...
How can you say you don't like it and then say, I don't know, I don't like it?
That's the girl from Twilight. She just doesn't look good acting to me there. And the point of the movie just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, I find it very interesting, in my opinion. It's not because of her, it's just, I like kind of different types of like horror flicks. I have a kind of my own collection. And this is just one I like in my collection. I just like the story and the mystery behind it, that you can't figure out if she's going crazy or not because of the things that are happening in the house. It's just interesting to me.
What I have here, the original Halloween, which was a recent pickup. Basically, you know the story of the boogeyman, the first Mike Myers. It's when he first is shown, first comes out. Basically, here, everybody should know the whole story about him. The second one we have here is Evil Dead. We both went to go see it at the movie theaters. I personally, I liked it. Of course, the original I like the most.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just compared to the original, it's just more funny. And this one is like.
That's the point of it. It's supposed to be horror comedy.
Yeah, but this one
has more gore.
Yeah, it has more gore. It has more heart. It has its funny moments, but I don't know. The original one is just.
But it's still good.
It's still good. It keeps the same storyline.
In our opinion, is one of the best horror remake compared to like the Jason remakes or the Freddy remakes. This one I think is number 1 right now. It just had, trust me, it is a good Halloween movie to see. The next one, I won't consider it that much. I don't know if you consider zombies horror a lot now, but World War Z. To me, I enjoyed it a lot. It has a couple of, scare moments here and there, but it's basically more of a action type movie where, they have to go and to go find a cure for the breakout and everything. But it's not bad. It's, compared to other zombie movies, it's alright.
Vampire lovers. I am a huge vampire fanatic. He's a huge zombie fanatic. We go pretty well together, I guess, in my opinion. These are just a couple of my favorites. And again, when I was talking about earlier, I like the original one compared to the remake. This one is Let the Right One In. Say it right. Yeah, Let the Right One In. And I think the remake is Let Me In.
No.
What is it called?
The remake is Let Me In. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something else.
Okay, so yeah, this one is the original, Let the Right One In. It has subtitles. You have to read the subtitles to understand what's going on. Compared to the remake, it keeps everything pretty much the same, I guess, in a way, from beginning to end. I like the original one way better. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's 2 kids in it, or because it's in a different country, or the language, or what it is. I don't know. I just love this movie, the way it's brought together compared to the remake. The remake is just what it is. It just copied everything on here, except it's just slightly different in my opinion. But other than that, I recommend this one if you're into like the whole vampire movie type of thing. This is really good.
And plus,
it's different. It's not your love story. It's maybe a little, but it's not too much about the whole love story.
Plus, most remakes are never that good.
Yeah. Well, look at Evil Dead. I mean, that was
that's what I said.
pretty
most.
good. I don't know. I think it's a classic. I know. I think they did like they did 2, 3. I don't know how many versions. Up to 3.
3.
I think. Okay, it's got The Lost Boys. This one, awesome. Don't understand why the hell they made a part 2 or a part 3. Especially the part 3. I don't know what the hell they were going with that.
Money.
Probably, but I didn't even hear about it. And I've been watching this since I was a kid. So I don't know. This one's really good. I like the concept of it, especially what's this guy? He does what touch?
Keith Sutherland.
That's his name? Keith
He's the one that did 24.
Yeah, him. Really awesome. The whole concept of the whole,
And then you have
werewolves.
Corey Haim.
Yeah. Which, if you don't know who he is, he's from the Goonies.
Is he? I don't know, I'm confusing him with the other one.
Are you? Well, he's not on the cover.
Well,
but when they did part 2 to this one, I guess it was like a continuance for those kids. Like, I think his little brother meets up these other 2 kids that are into comics. And the comic books are about vampires and how to defeat them and stuff like that. And basically, in part 2, those 2 young kids continued on the story in part 2, which really didn't go anywhere. And then part 3, I don't know what the hell they made a part 3 for. But I like the first one, and it's the best one compared to the top 3s they have. For my comic book lovers, for those that, that do know about this, The Crow. This, can I put it in words, I think is amazing. I like how many they did? 1,
I think 3.
2, 3.
The second one was City of Angels.
When I first saw it, I saw the second one first, which I thought was the first one. I didn't know. I was a kid. I really didn't know. I just fell in love with the Crow itself. I had like an obsession with the character and the look, and I used to like sketch it out a lot as a kid. This is actually amazing. Once I found out that this was a comic book and how they brought it to life, the way they did it, like, to me, like, movies from during that time, when they bring something to life with no effects, like green background, like, they bring it to life, it's freaking amazing. And I think it's brilliantly made, in my opinion. So for comic book lovers that don't know, do your research. The Crow is awesome.
And the actor was amazing.
Of course, you cannot forget the actor, which he died in the making of the movie. But yeah, it's a really good movie. You want to get to know more about the actor, you could like research it. If you don't know who he is, his father is really famous for martial arts movies. But again, we're just focusing on Halloween. So just saying, really good movie.
What I have here is Silent Hill, the second part. I still haven't seen it. I know. I've heard that supposedly the second part wasn't as bad as some people say it was. It has to do basically with a girl. I'm not sure if it's 100% sure. I don't think it's the same girl from the first part. The little girl.
Well, it's not.
I think they're going off more off the video game in this one. But from the trailers that I've seen, it looks really good. It has decent, the characters from the game. The same guy with the big hammer walking around, and she goes back to Silent Hill, and all these things happen. Give it a shot. It's not as bad as the first one. I understand the first one. First one was good. The second one was alright. One of my favorite, The Faculty. I know some people consider this like a cheesy film, but I don't know. To me, I just enjoy the cast.
Yeah, Usher.
It's a sci-fi.
No,
I enjoy Usher. Don't think you're talking about. I don't know about Usher.
I think this is like more like an alien movie.
It's a sci-fi horror.
Yes, yeah.
There's a bunch of kids in a high school, and this thing comes, and it starts like getting inside people's body, and it turns them into these weird walking humans.
Basically, aliens taking over.
And it has a good cast. It has George Harney. It has Elijah Wood. It has Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah.
It does have Salma Hayek.
Yeah, it does.
It has
Usher.
Usher. Probably want to see it.
Have you ever wondered?
And then it has a couple people that you recognize, like the girl from the Fast and Furious, which would be Paul Walker's girl.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either, but
yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a good horror watch. Another one I have here, it's another one that's like they made so many of. I don't know why, but it's Children of the Corn, which is the original one, the first one. It had an amazing cast, amazing story. The kids were just to have kids like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember which one this one is.
This is the one where
all the kids. Like
the main actress is the one I forget her name. She's the one that comes out in Terminator in the first one, and in the second one she's the mother of the boy.
Oh yeah, I know who she is.
Well, it's a couple. They end up driving, and somehow they end up getting into this town that's been taken over by this group of kids. They've killed off all the adults, and so now they're stuck, and they're trying to get find a way out, and they have to go go look for help. But it's really good. I haven't seen part 2, part 3, or many, even the TV series, I don't know. But this one's really good. Here, starting George Harnett, is 30 Days of Night. Now this one, I have to say, is one of the best vampire movies made recently. Actually, not all these lovey-dovey vampires. But it's basically, it's a small town in Alaska where supposedly they have a month, 30 days of no sunlight, so a group of vampires come and they take advantage, and mayhem starts, and in a group of town people have to get together and try to find a way how to stop them, and in between there's a love thing there. I don't know if they still try to do a love thing to these vampires, but I don't know, to me it was really good. It's the same director from Spider-Man, Sam Raimi. He's the one who did the original Evil Dead. So, give it a shot.
This movie called The Fly.
Which is the remake.
Yes, to do something, I forgot what it was, and he got in a machine, and mistakenly a fly got in with him and kind of converted their DNA. That's basically what happened. Pretty crazy, pretty cool. You should watch it.
Again, same director from Dead Silence, Insidious, James Wan, Sinister. This, compared to Insidious and Dead Silence, this one is some people that hated the ending.
For us, I'll speak for some of those people that probably hated the ending because the way it ended. What the hell? That's all I can really say.
These are but if you watch the movie, you'll understand why he left it like that. It has his, it has his scares here. Basically it's about a father who he writes books, I guess, about crimes.
Real life
crimes that have become big in the news and everything. So he decides to write about supposedly these families who've been dying over these many years. So he moves in his family to this house where the crime scene happened and everything. His family doesn't know that they're living actually in a place where people died and everything. So, and then he finds these videos in the attic and he starts watching them, and then things start happening, and you'll have to watch to continue. But it's alright. It's not as bad.
My favorite, compared to the original one, like he said, Halloween, I like the remake. Just because Rob Zombie did a wonderful job explaining the birth
of Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, okay, I'm sorry.
Or the Boogeyman.
Or the Boogeyman. The way, and he broke bank trying to make this movie happen. Let me tell you, the history behind it. From beginning to end, perfect. I have part 2. I have not seen it. I've heard it was
part 2 wasn't.
what the hell was the point of part 2? Open this one. It's in my collection, as you can see. But I really, really love the remake. It's awesome. Sleepy Hollow. Now, I know they came out with a TV series.
Right now.
Right now. If you're watching the TV series, I know everybody's going crazy over this main character, the guy, I don't know who he is, that's supposed to go after the Headless Horseman. Compared to the movie, one, do you think it's really, what's the point of do you think it's worth making movies into TV series? That's one. And what the hell is the point of making Sleepy Hollow?
If they make a good TV series, yeah.
I heard there's some good, I've heard stuff oh, it's cool, it's whatever, but I think it's more kind of Once Upon a Time. You got these non-fiction things happening into the real world that's modern. It's I don't know, I think it's stupid. But the movie itself is awesome,
If you don't know the story about the Headless Horseman.
Of course, growing up as a kid is one of those Halloween stories you just...
I'm pretty sure there's other movies about this.
Pretty sure, but...
This is the one done by Tim Burton, I guess,
The
right?
Tim Burton film with these two together.
Johnny Depp, of course, always in
Doesn't
there.
love Johnny Depp. Come on now.
He's always in all his movies.
He's amazing. He brings out these characters. Have you not seen Sweeney Todd? It's a musical, but well, no, you haven't. It's like a horror musical in a way, but it's freaking amazing. Does great work. Dark stories, pretty awesome, especially for Halloween. Watch out. Now, of course, we didn't forget about the kids. You know, I am a big heart for like goofy, Halloween movies. These are just some of my favorites. That's for last. I love this movie. I could watch it 1,000 times. My tradition is to watch this movie at least on Halloween or the month of October. Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You seen it?
I've seen
You
it.
see? Okay, I love this movie, especially with Sarah Jessica Parker and Katie Najimy, I think is how
I don't
you
know what that
pronounce
is,
it.
but I didn't know
She's,
Sarah Jessica Parker was in the movie.
Me neither. After you know when you watch these old movies and then you find out, wow, she's the girl from Sex and the City, and I think now she's not doing anything.
Because we were kids, so we don't really pay attention to the actors.
Yeah, I know, but it's just I love this movie. It's so funny. I like the cat and the virgin, the thing, the black candle, and brought them to life, and they're trying to figure out the whole. Everything's happening on Halloween. I think it's Hallows Eve, and then it goes into Halloween or something like that.
Oh.
It's like a crazy thing that happens all in one day. Basically, it's really good. I like it, and it's okay for the kids to watch. It's not too scary. It's just enough for them to be like and then ha ha ha. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's just so freaking funny. Two lovely couples died accidentally. They didn't know they were dead, and they come across this book. I think it's book Dead of the Living or something like that. I don't remember the name. And they come across an easier way to get their home back by Beetlejuice helping them. When they find out later on that Beetlejuice really isn't that great, but it's funny and creative. It's not the CGI, but what they did was like the sculptures you see. They kind of took it frame by frame to make it look like it's actually a movie. So it's really good.
And
It's
who
real
was
stuff.
the actor? I forgot his name now. Michael Keaton,
Yeah, this
who did
girl,
the Batman for Tim Burton.
this female,
He
which
did a good job.
like Michelle Keaton, she's the one that's in the movie The Fly, which if you like action movies, she's amazing in. I think it's called Last Kiss Goodnight. It's also an old movie, but it's freaking cheesy.
And who's the girl?
Her.
I'm saying the little girl. Christina Ricci or no?
No.
No, it's not her. Oh, it's Winona Ryder. Confusing. The new couple that moves in is a
Yeah.
family that moves in while the two couples end
She's
up dying.
the odd one in the bunch. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, if you were a kid from, I believe it was in like the mid 80s, early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. They also made it into a cartoon series. I used to watch it as a kid.
Yeah,
They have some of their cartoon series in here. It's pretty funny. You get to see it all come back to life and have like memories about it.
The whole set is out right now. Oh, the cartoon. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this has, I don't know if it's all of it, but it does have some of it. I think it's like the original Beetlejuice cartoon series. Pretty funny.
Frankenweenie.
Yes. That's what I said, Frankenweenie.
You said it wrong.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if anyone ever saw the original to this. It's basically the same thing. It's just, animated version. Awesome.
The original was a short.
It was a
short film.
It was a short film, which I believe is on here as well.
Yeah.
I
it
saw.
does.
It does.
Frankenweenie short film.
Oh, this one had the a short film version, which I saw in another movie that I had, and then they came out with the animated version, which is basically the same thing. It's just animated. Other one was basically you take a short story, you bring it to life, black and white. Movie is great for kids. I don't know if it has a lesson in these movies for kids.
Probably does.
The kid is in love with his best friend, which is a dog, and by mistake the dog has a bad accident. And he's into science and everything, so he find a way to bring his dog to life, and then people find out, oh, it's a dead dog destroying the place, which I don't think he really ever did destroy anything. It just people just went crazy and had their imaginations go with them, and that's basically it. Last but not least, I know I've said this about all
It is
the
her
movies.
favorite.
It is my favorite. You have no idea. I am obsessed. When I say obsessed, I'm obsessed with this character. You have no idea. I'm gonna tell you right now. Come on. Who's with me? Who's with me? Are you with me?
Yes.
I have so many things from this character. My office, where I work, I have a few things from this character. My bag, when I say obsessed, I'm obsessed. I don't go too crazy as putting my car into the whole Nightmare Before Christmas. I think there's a line I have to draw.
Boundary.
Exactly. But I love this movie. Best part, I like it for Halloween and I like it for Christmas. It's just best of both worlds. The Pumpkin King, who finds out about this, this Christmas tree, what it's about. It's about Santa, giving gifts to all the kids. And he wants to kind of take over that because he wants to be more than just a Pumpkin King. He also wants to take over, Christmas. Good for kids in a way, I guess. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, giving a headless toy to your child.
Everything's cartoon, so.
Yes, there's nothing too freaky about it. It's for the kids. They can watch it. It's fun. They can watch it for Halloween and they can watch it for Christmas, which is great for both seasons. The challenge for you guys, as we said, try to watch a movie for October at least once a day. If you cannot, maybe you could recommend us other movies that we didn't talk about.
Yes, because there's a whole bunch.
There is a lot of movies out there, but these are just some of the ones that we just wanted to share with you guys. For all ages, for kids up to like really hardcore fans, slasher movies if you're into any. Recommend a movie to us, maybe a director or an actor that you know of. We would love to hear.
You don't need to have the movie itself to watch it. You could probably look
Netflix.
at your TV. I know AMC has like 12 days, I think, of horror where they show non-stop movies. Yeah, you have Netflix, Hulu.
Of course, you could go wrong.
You have a whole bunch of different ways of find horror movies now.
Excuse me, a really good old movie like from like the 80s, early 90s. Please let me know. There's a lot of really good movies out there I can't really find or think of, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty awesome. If you recommend any, leave a comment below.
Yeah, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I've never seen that. I've heard of it, never seen it. Is it worth it?
It's a good cheesy movie.
I mean, there's a lot of cheesy movies.
It is a good cheesy horror movie.
What was the one with the snowman? The killer snowman?
No, I forget that. I probably just.
Yeah, it's the killer snowman.
There's a bunch of one. There's one with the killer Santa Claus, Silent Night, I think.
Cheesy. Oh, another really good scary movie. It's that Christmas, Black Christmas.
Never seen that.
You never seen it?
No, because to me Christmas is supposed to be joyful, not killing people.
That's because his birthday is in December. That's why he says that.
No, I'm seeing the one.
For those that look, that movie. Someone must have been really pissed off about Christmas to make that movie. I'm just saying.
For Christmas, Bad Santa, Jingle All the Way, Home Alone.
We'll get to that. If you're a big fan of Halloween like I am, I love Halloween. I wish you would be here like the whole year long. But unfortunately it's not. Again, this is a Halloween, an October challenge for you guys. Recommend any type of scary movie from any type of category. Doesn't matter. We're big horror fans. I'm into vampires. He's into zombies. We work.
And you can watch more than one movie. Don't worry. You don't have to just watch one movie.
You don't have to watch all the movies we.
You can watch beyond 31 movies if you want. If you really.
Yeah, and if you do, please tell us how do you do that, because I know it's hard to probably try to watch.
You can watch
one movie
on the weekends multiple. I know some people have time to watch.
Hashtag October Movie Challenge. We want to see what movies you recommend. You can take a picture of it, put hashtag on it, and just let us know. We want to see other movies besides the ones we have. If you recommend any other ones out there.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.